Can I just say that I love being discounted, and I hope you feel the same way too, being discounted. If you're going back to school at this point, maybe you're in your 40s, maybe you're in your 50s, and you're thinking of going back to school, and you feel that you're discounted, I can likely guarantee that it's very true, that you are discounted, that people are not taking you seriously, that other people around you are saying, like, why the heck are you actually doing that? But that's been my experience throughout my entire life, no matter what I have done. And the way that you get around that is you have to start to love the fact that you're an outsider, that nobody is taking you seriously. You have to play in that playground of, I will show you. I know exactly what I'm doing. It's very difficult to do because you can't get angry when you're doing that, because you need a lot of patience over the course of many, many years. Listen, the way that you actually win when you view yourself as a failure, which many of us actually do, and you're going back and you're restarting things, is by redefining yourself and thinking, okay, I'm going to do this no matter what. And what people say about me is actually part of the journey. It's the fun part of the journey, because that's when you get to turn your story into a hero story. You're that one person that did it. You're that one weirdo that actually got out there and changed your life around. I really like high school movies, and I could never figure out why for the longest time, why I love high school movies. But the plot is always the same. It's the outsider, doesn't necessarily know what they're doing, but they figure it out in the end, and they come to find their own. And I think that's the story that I'm trying to tell you, is that at any given moment, you're going to feel like an outsider whenever you do anything that's seriously important in your life. But you have to figure out how to claim it, to make sure that it's your identity, where you become the hero in your own story. There's many moments that are like this in life. It's not just because that you're old going and getting an education. There's all sorts of moments where you don't feel like you're actually fitting in, but that's the same story every time. So I'm a professor of innovation, and it breaks my heart because I see this every day when I teach, whether it's undergraduate students or PhD students or even MBA students. It's the same story. That's why I actually started building the Reciprocity Project, was because I could see people wanting to actually change their life, but when they were pushed at that particular moment, when I was pushing to do something grand, where I was encouraging them to go pursue something that is crazy, they give up on themselves and they say that they can't do it. This is impossible. And it tears my heart because I see this all of the time. When you try to encourage people to do something that is extraordinary in their life, or they're going to change things, and they don't want to become that hero, or they want to become that hero, but they don't know how to actually do it, and they give up on themselves because they're afraid of what other people are going to say and do in their life. You know, I see it a lot within PhDs. You'll tell them to go do something that's really exciting and interesting and something that will likely change the world, but they look at it and they say, it's too hard. Why would I ever do that? My undergraduate students, it's the same thing. I tell them to go pursue something that is crazy and interesting, and they say, I can't do that. That's somebody else's job to actually do that. I want to give you a bit of motivation in terms of what I am doing. I'm building a platform where there's nobody else in the entire world that is actually trying to build a platform for PhDs and researchers. And I'm doing this on my own dime within a institution, within a university. And I love my institution. I'm not discounting them. It's often the case where they say you can't actually do it. And you might be thinking, well, he's a professor of innovation. He probably knows what he's doing. No, I don't. That's the problem. I don't know what I'm doing, but I pursue it anyways. I get out and I try and I make mistakes, and the whole time I'm defined by my failure. That's how I actually find things, is I view myself as a failure. I get into that moment where I screw up and I bumble and I make a lot of mistakes and I'm embarrassed all of the time. But I get out and I try and I do it. How else am I actually supposed to do this when I'm at an institution that a lot of people heavily discount? There's lots of people that think it's wonderful, but there's lots of people that heavily discount and discount me. I am a stranger in a different country that's trying to build this. I am not from this country. I'm an immigrant and I'm trying to build this particular platform. I guess what I'm saying is that if you are pursuing anything, whether it's an education or doing something that is different, that is not the norm, most people do not get an education later on in life. I want you just to say, I'm okay. I am the hero in my story. I embrace who I am. And yes, you are going to feel like a failure. Yes, you are going to be embarrassed every day for the fact that you're actually doing it. But it's important because you're actually doing it. Can I guarantee that you're going to make money because of this education that you're getting? No, I can't. I can't guarantee with my platform that I'm building that anything's going to amount to it. Can I guarantee that your life is going to change because of it? No, I can't. But what I can guarantee is that it's going to be an important moment, stepping stone in your story of life, where you're going to look at the world differently because you accomplished something that was far more difficult than everybody thought you could actually do. Is the journey going to be lonely and you're going to be the only one that's actually doing it with a few number of people that you maybe have seen someplace encouraging you? Yes, absolutely. Most people have no idea what you're going to go through, and you're going to be very lonely throughout the process. But does that mean it's not a worthwhile endeavor? No, I think you should pursue these things that are difficult and that are challenging and that are important in your life. Do I think you should give up because of the fact you feel weird doing it, or you don't feel that it's supposed to be this way, or it's some crazy idea that seems too difficult? No. Those are the moments where you actually start and you grow and you do things that are important in your life. Those are the things that people define you for who you are. I wish I can come on to the other side and tell you to keep going, to get up and to do something that is strange. It's a powerful thing that you can possibly do. It becomes who you are. When you look at the world and you do something that is so crazy that everybody discounts you and says that you are doing the wrong thing, that means that you're actually on the right track. That means that you're ready to change your life. That means that you should keep going. Take care and have a wonderful day.